Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to my kitchen. And today we're making pumpkin pie. Thanksgiving's right around the corner. Pumpkin pie is a traditional food of Thanksgiving, and even the people who don't like pumpkin pie expect pumpkin pie to be at Thanksgiving. So anyway, we're gonna make a couple of them here. Now, my children, I've got two that pumpkin pie is their favorite dessert, which is Aaron and Michelle. But there's a stipulation. It has to be the brown pumpkin pie. So really it's the spiced pumpkin pie. They let me know right off the bat, I don't want the orange one, I want the brown one. So anyway, we're getting ready, we're gonna make the spiced pumpkin pie. What we're gonna start off with, we need two, because this is gonna make two pies. Deep dish, 9-inch frozen crust. Yes, frozen crust. As I said before in another video, when I was making the pecan pie, yes, I know how to make a homemade crust, but this is much easier, and all of the filling is homemade anyway, so we're still good with that. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna start off with 2 of the 30-ounce cans of pumpkin. Now, y'all, you can use store brand, it doesn't matter. Two in here. All right. Pumpkin pie is pretty easy to make, unless you're, I think I just shot some of that across the kitchen floor. I'll clean that up in a minute. Unless you're boiling the pumpkin or baking the pumpkin, peeling out, you know, scraping it, getting the insides of the pumpkin out and doing it that way, then it's probably not so easy that way. But anyway, we're not doing it like that. So got my 2 cans of pumpkin in here. Sorry, my hair, don't want it to get in the food. And 4 large eggs. And what you do, you're gonna beat them before you put them in your pie mix. Okay, that's good. We're gonna pour them in there. Awesome. Mix it around, stir it around, use your spoon. And again, y'all, I use wooden spoons. They're just more durable for me. Just make sure you wash them good in very hot water. Or their dishwasher, you can put them in the dishwasher as well. They don't stay as pretty, but you can put them in the dishwasher. Okay, got my egg mixed in there. Now, we have 1 1/3 cups of evaporated milk, which we'll add in just a few minutes, but that's really one can. 1 can equals 1 1/3 cups of evaporated milk. I have 1 1/2 cups of brown sugar, 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, okay, 1 teaspoon of nutmeg, and just kind of to, I guess, add a little bit more to it. I think pumpkin spice has a little bit of clove in it as well, or smells like it. It smells really good. Anyway, and 1.5 teaspoon of pumpkin spice, okay? So let's go ahead and we're gonna add our brown sugar first. Again, 1.5 cups. Kind of sprinkle it around. We're going to put our cinnamon, our nutmeg, and our pumpkin spice in here. Sure you mix it up good. And you see how it turns a darker color here. So when it bakes, it comes out, it's brown, and that's what my kids like. So that's what Mama does. To be honest, I prefer it this way as well. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead, we've got our brown sugar, our cinnamon, our nutmeg, and our pumpkin spice, and 4 beaten eggs in here. So now finally we're going to add the evaporated milk. I do it about half at a time. This kind of keeps us from slopping everywhere. Now you want to preheat your oven to 425, y'all, because when you put them in there, you're gonna bake them at 425 for 15 minutes, okay? Then you're gonna turn your oven down to 350 and bake about another 50 minutes. And again, the same thing. When you have, after the 15 minutes of the 425, and then about 20 minutes on the 50 minutes part, you want to make sure you cover the outside of the crust with foil to keep your crust from burning. So let's get this mixed in here. It's looking good, looking good. Y'all, this is really fun trying to pour it into this pie crust. are some of the traditions that you all have for Thanksgiving? Is there a certain thing y'all make that you have to have every year? That it's not Thanksgiving or Christmas unless you have it? I know there's a few things for us, which one of them is chicken noodles or turkey noodles. Either one. Have to have. That is a must have. All right. Smells about right. I'm gonna get a spoon here and give it a little bit of a taste. That's it. Good. And if you want more spice, you can, all you gotta do is just add it, okay? Everything is to your taste. So if it doesn't seem spicy enough for you, just add a little more. It's all good. All right, so we're gonna get ready and fill our pie pans. Can you see that? Let me look over here and see. I can see if you can see it, but it's not really orange. It's got a rustic color. Anyway, let's go ahead and pour it into our pie shells. Gently, gently. All right. Go, that one's good and full. Actually, y'all, I might have enough here for about 4 of these darn things. So these guys are full. I have enough left here to do something with them. I'm sure I'll figure something out. Anyway. Here are these gorgeous pre-baked pumpkin pies. And again, you know, if you're baking them several days prior to needing them, after they baked, you can wrap them up and freeze them. And when you're ready for them, just pull them out, put your oven on 350, heat them, make sure that cover that crust with some foil so it doesn't burn, but put it in there about 40 minutes, take it out, it's good, okay. Anyway, I'm gonna get ready and we are going to get these in the oven and I'll check back with you very shortly. And, well, my remote's not working. All right, so our pumpkin pies are finally done. It took a little longer than expected. It was more about an hour and 10 minutes instead of 50 minutes additional after the initial 15 minutes. Anyway, so here they are. This one, a little spot on this one that got, I guess you could call it a little scarred from where I placed the piece of foil over around the crust so it wouldn't burn. When I removed the foil, it picked up just a little bit of the filling, but that's okay. Anyway, they smell wonderful, of course, and as you can see, they're spiced. That's the brown pumpkin pie. Anyway, oh, I have something to show you all. Do you remember the leftover pumpkin that I had? Well, I tried something, so here. Oh, here, I'll use this just for a moment. Okay, I've not ever done this before, but what I did was the rest of the pumpkin pie filling that was left, I added a cup of self-rising flour to about quarter of a cup more of just granulated sugar. And I added a little bit more spice to it as far as pumpkin spice, nutmeg, and cinnamon. Not much, just a little bit. I just was experimenting. Anyway, and the pie filling, or the can that the pumpkin came in, I washed it out, sprayed it with non-stick baking spray, and put it in there and baked a little loaf of pumpkin bread. We're gonna see how it comes out. I've never done this before, but let's see what happens. This is going to be a first time for me to see this as well. For some reason, I'm thinking that my Aunt Frances used to bake bread in cans like this. And I believe it was pumpkin bread as well. I'm not sure, but for some reason this seems very familiar to me. Anyway, let's see, and I've rolled out my plastic wrap because I'm gonna wrap it. Let's see if it sticks. Oh my gosh, it didn't stick. Okay, so I've got this cute little loaf of bread. Look at that. Oh my gosh, would you look at that? Isn't that adorable? Anyway, all right, let's go ahead and get it wrapped while it's still hot. Go ahead, because if I wrap it while it's hot, it will stay moist. Oh, look at that. Wow, that's too cute. Anyway, all right. I'm gonna just grab that can because it is still very hot. All right, let's check these out. Oh my gosh, this is not gonna work. Look at these. Go see where my little scars are, but you know what? That doesn't matter. Still is good. Here's the little pumpkin loaf. Look at it, isn't it so cute? Y'all, I've I've had a great time spending time with you this evening, and I'd sure love it if you would like and share it in my YouTube channel. If you'll subscribe, like, and share, that would be awesome. I enjoy this. This is, again, gives me time to spend with